Okay, sweet. I will have to readjust myself. You guys ready? Okay. Yeah, come closer if you can.
There's a lot of people outside.
Yeah, on the peripherals. All right.
There's 300 people out of shot.
Please, don't be shy here. Don't be like. Have a seat. Have a seat. Oh, you can have some pizza too. So, Roger.
BCH pizza.
So we're at a place called Spawn Point Bar. Don't know if the manager is here or not. Thanks to some of the locals here, they are now accepting Bitcoin Cash. It is a gamer's bar.
Accept anything in the Jack's wallet.
Yes, and I just realized we might. Could you just speak a little bit again because you're fading in and out?
Yeah, I was saying great work, guys, getting the local bar to accept Bitcoin Cash, and that'll just be the start. I'm sure more and more stuff can happen all over the world. As every Bitcoin Cash supporter knows, there's a giant need for your electronic cash system. It's enabling the world in your computer digital store of value.
Hey, Roger, this is Ben.
Spot on.
Ben that owns the bar.
Roger. That's the owner of the bar.
Yep, that's the owner. This is Roger.
Thank you so much for accepting Bitcoin Cash into your establishment. I look forward to going there in person one day myself.
Come around.
Right there. So just a quick show of hands. Who is new to Bitcoin Cash here? How new? Okay.
To the Meetup? Yes.
Yes. All right. So
Let's show him this is. Does he have a Bitcoin Cash wallet yet? Let me send him some over the internet right now. So,
all right. For the newbies.
all you have to do is install the wallet on his phone. If anybody does, I'll send some right here from my phone through the video chat to your phone.
You got your phones.
And if it doesn't have it, install the Bitcoin.com wallet. We'll do it.
Yeah, we don't play around, huh, Roger?
No, this is how we do it.
All right. So they're gonna download their wallet, and then now I know.
Hit the receipt button, and then come and just hold up your QR code to the camera, and I hopefully will understand.
All right, come to the. Okay, we've got one already. Come up. Oh, so he's.
Hold it nice and steady. That's not the big. Hey. That's not the Bitcoin.com wallet.
And this is how sales is done.
This one the right one?
The screen's real bright. Let's see.
Hold up.
Nope, that's the wrong. They tricked you. So just search for Bitcoin.com in the App Store, and you'll get the right one. So that's the Android app.
All right, Roger. Here we go. We got one. Hold up. Okay.
Hold it.
All right. Can you get it?
It's a little bit out of focus. I don't know if maybe bring it back or okay. It's in Europe because I'm in Europe at the moment. So
Nice.
Here's my phone. Oh no, I'm on the edge network roaming. Here, hold on. I'm doing it with easier. 1 second, I gotta get my phone. My phone switched over to 2G. We'll take that.
No worries.
There we go. So now we should connect it. You have money on your phone. We use your phone. Okay, yeah. And hold it up again. We're going to switch phones because this phone's not on the internet.
All right, hold on. It's the webcam. It's gonna slowly appear.
There we go, got it. So here we're gonna send 10 euros for a phone that actually works. So the fee to do this is going to be less. You probably can't see on, but it's going to be less than 6%. The slide to send. Are you ready? Watching your phone. Here we go. We're sending.
Yep. Yep. Putting up this camera here. I mean, this phone here. Come on. Yeah. Wait. Yep. Hold on. I'm trying to get it.
There we go.
There you go. Hey, good job.
Who's next?
Alright. Have you got your one? I got another.
Has anyone got any questions for Roger while we're?
Yes. We're gonna go, yeah. And Roger, while you're setting the money, we'll ask you some questions.
Okay.
All right. Are you able to get this?
Back it up a tiny bit from the screen. It's a little bit also distant.
Yeah, hold up.
Take it a little bit farther.
Yeah, no. The thing is the blur on this damn camera.
Exactly, the blur.
Yeah, hold on.
If you rotate it about 90 degrees, that takes up most of the camera field.
Okay.
If you rotate it about 90 degrees, it help like that. Very low. Very slow.
Yeah, hold on, let me see.
Does anyone have questions for Roger?
There we go. That's it.
Okay.
Here comes another 10 euros.
All right. Roger. One last one, Roger. Roger, we'll do one last one and then we'll get started with the questions.
Here comes another 10 euros. Then you put your hand like you blocked it last time.
Yep. Come on.
Yeah.
Better not.
Not yet. Last time you blocked the rest of the background position.
Fucking hell. Nothing.
You turn the screen brightness down. I think the screen might be too bright, to be honest.
I need another pair of hands.
You need another pair of hands. There we go.
Yeah, just hold this behind it. Fucking hell. Behind, yeah, go, okay. And then
Block out the light.
Hold it up.
fucking
I
hell.
think the screen on the phone might be a little bit too bright. If you turn the brightness of the screen down, I think that's it.
Oh. Alright. We might, Roger, how about we continue this after?
So anyhow, I have 2 beers on me there for you guys.
All right. After we'll be able to continue with that. Roger, I'm going to ask you about 2 to 3 questions, and then I'm just going to hand it over to everyone else. Because, yeah, you know, this is meant to be Q&A for everyone else here. All right, so maybe first up, this is one that was asked by somebody. Who is that? That was asked before. If you were to explain Bitcoin to a 7-year-old. Oh, we've got some people here in the back asking, explain like they're 5.
Okay. I would just tell that Bitcoin is money. It's money that anyone can use anywhere. They don't need permission from anyone else. And that's all they need.
Was that adequate for you guys?
It's money.
For now.
For now.
We understand that it's money.
Okay, so they're saying that they understand that it's money. So these 5-year-olds are a little bit more savvy. You know, they know how to like get onto YouTube, have their own YouTube show. So maybe let's put it up to 12 years old.
I tell them, again, money nobody can control. Anyone, anywhere, it's free, and there's nothing anybody can stop us. 100% complete control. And that's the same speech I've been giving about Bitcoin 2011. It's still completely true about Bitcoin Cash. Now it's no longer true. That's why I'm excited about Bitcoin Cash. For the exact same reason I was excited about Bitcoin to begin with.
All right, and for some of the other newbies that we have here as well, what got you originally started and passionate about Bitcoin?
So as a kid, I read a whole bunch of books on economics, and the the more economics you study, the more you realize that free markets are the best way to raise the standard of living of everyone on the planet. And Bitcoin and digital currencies are the best tools the world has ever had to bring more economic freedom to the world, despite what some politicians might pass. So if you want to make the world a better place, Bitcoin and digital currencies are the absolute best way we ever had to do that. And when I say Bitcoin, of course, I mean real Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, as described in the original Bitcoin white paper.
All right. And now, of course, also, the main differences between Bitcoin Cash and BCH and Bitcoin BTC, why does it matter?
So BTC, their goal isn't even to have it be usable as money. If you want to bring more economic freedom to the world, having a form of money that nobody can control does that. Having a store of value that people can store value if they want to, that doesn't economically liberate people around the world. It doesn't make trade between different people and different nations easier. It doesn't make it easier for people to do business on the internet. It doesn't do much of anything. So an electronic store of value, we already have that. People using dollars and all sorts of other things. It's not economically liberate the world, whereas BCH literally empowers every single human being on the planet to be able to interact financially with every single other human being on the planet. So it's not even the same ballpark as far as which one's more exciting than the other. Bitcoin Cash all the way.
Right. And why do you feel that Bitcoin can free the world?
Because before the invention of Bitcoin, it wasn't possible for people on different sides. Here I am, I'm in Cyprus in Europe, and I just sent two different people 10 euros worth of Bitcoin Cash via a video conference call. And I'm sorry, guys, but I don't even know your names. I can send you money. That wasn't possible before the invention of Bitcoin. It would have been absolute like science fiction magic stuff to be able to do that. Whereas now, since the invention of digital currencies, it's super easy to do that. But on a network with really high fees and slow confirmations, like the BTC developers are trying to make it have, it's no longer possible. So like that's not exciting. That's not economically liberating. So Bitcoin Cash and all the other ones that actually work as a digital currency, those are fantastic. So of course they're more economically liberating.
Okay. I've got many more questions, of course, ready for you, Roger, but I might start to just give it over to the audience. Okay? Anyone want to give a crack? A question for Roger. All right. This is from Eli. You might recognize the face.
Roger, good day. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, Eli's going to come up close.
I didn't recognize you in the background, but now I know who you are. Great articles, by the way. So for anybody that has read Eli stuff, go and take a look at it on YouTube.
Thank you, Roger. Roger,
Sorry, 1 second. Just
wondering regarding the. I want to get your thoughts about what happened with Segwit 2X, because you were supporting that late last year, and there was strong, there was a good feeling about it early on, and the last time kind of we spoke about that, you were saying that there was that you were still pretty confident. I think you said you were about 70% confident it was going to go ahead, and obviously your bet with the name escapes me, LTC developer Charlie. He mentioned, that you were confident that it was also going to gain better traction. So can you maybe just tell us about your feelings at that time? Prior to that just happening, you did say also that if that failed, you'll put all company resources into Bitcoin Cash, and we see you've done that. You've kept your word. You're one of the few that kept their word, by the way. Thank you for doing that. But if you can just go over some of your feelings over that time, I think it'd be very interesting for us to hear about it.
Yeah, I'm still pretty darn surprised that it didn't make it through. It had the support of pretty much every single business that was serving customers. And I've been thinking more and more about this sort of thing recently, and I don't think it's out of the question to think that it was some sort of like a state-sponsored like attack on the adoption of digital currencies by having just this wave of all sorts of accounts on the internet that nobody's heard of. They don't know who the names behind most of them are. The people are attacking all the things that would be required in order for digital currencies or Bitcoin at that time to gain traction as a digital currency around the world. And then there were a bunch of other, I guess, useful idiots are the right word, that like saw all these other fake accounts saying one thing and thought, oh, I can be popular too if I agree with that. Now there's a bunch of people that have been brainwashed by the original fake accounts. And it's really disappointing, but the spirit of Bitcoin lives on in the form of Bitcoin Cash and a digital currency for the world is what will be more economic freedom. a triple coin that limits the number of transactions and makes the fees super high and so unreliable. That doesn't bring more economic freedom to the world. But if you were a state that wanted to maintain control of your monopoly on the production of money and your central banking, then of course the best thing you could possibly do would be, cause Segwit 2x to fail and limit the block size for megabyte forever and try and trick people into thinking that they should use digital currencies as currencies and they should just restore value. That's exactly what you would want to do if you were some, legacy financial person that have lots to gain from continuing to have control in central banking and that sort of thing. So I think that may be what we saw happen with the ecosystem. But all the smart people that saw through the nonsense and the censorship and the propaganda, the vast majority of them are Bitcoin Cash.
Did you feel it was risky at all yourself as the CEO of Bitcoin.com to make that switch and put all company resources behind BCH? Was that a bold move, do you think, in your opinion?
No, I think it's the safe bet, because let's say we have all of our resources behind Bitcoin being a store of value. What's our business model with Bitcoin.com going to be at that point? Like help people not make transactions, help people not use it in commerce. Like what are we going to do at that point? So it was the safe move to support Bitcoin Cash because it actually works as a digital currency described in the white paper. And besides that, it's just plain fun too. Like using digital currency as currency is a heck of a lot more fun. And, just holding something paper under your mattress for forever. That's not fun. Buying PO on Cyprus is a lot more fun. Like everybody, don't use your Bitcoins, just hold them forever because people on the internet said to. That's stupid. So of course, good cash.
Roger, my name is Richard Applin. I really liked your point there. I was going to say something further to that. I really like to come to this bar Spawn Point because I can spend my cryptocurrency on beer and pizza. And they just have a Jaxx wallet and they take whatever crypto you want to give them that'll be accepted by the Jaxx wallet. It'd be great if there were more bars around or more businesses in general that accepted crypto of any form. How do you think we promote crypto to be more accepted in the wider community and that more businesses to accept it over time? A lot of people, I remember I was at the bar here another time and I was paying with crypto and there were some others and they said they had crypto. And I said, well, why don't you use it to buy your drink? And they said, it was so hard to buy my crypto in the first place. I don't want to just spend it on a drink or two. I want to keep it until the value goes up. But the value will never go up if people don't start using it as a proper currency, I think.
I think you answered your own question. You're exactly right. And we have to make cryptocurrencies so easy that they're easier to use for people than traditional forms of payments. So like we need to build the software tools to make it easier to, if you have Australian dollars, to buy more and then spend it as you go. And my advice would be to anybody that has a similar mindset that anytime you need to buy anything, try to buy it with digital currency. Take the dollars that you would have normally used to buy that item and use it to buy more digital currency. So anytime you need to buy anything, use digital currency to do it and use those dollars to buy more digital currency that you would have normally used to buy those things you bought. That's my advice. And that's what I do.
Questions? Yeah. Yeah. Was it?
I've got a question. I'm going to make one up.
You're telling me, Dan, you're committee. You got Daniel Kelly over here with the Bitcoin.com lawyer.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
So you got something there with Sunny Jazz. Welcome. Hey, how you doing? All right. So I got a hat, got a t-shirt. That's cool.
Yeah.
So how do you get people to, other than buying Bitcoin, how else can you get it? How can people earn and make Bitcoin right now? What's the way to do that?
But if you're self-employed, start accepting it for your own business, or if you're working for someone else, ask them to give you part of your paycheck.
So are there incentives that... Sorry, what's that? Sorry, what did you say?
I said that's how Daniel got started. He was a lawyer, and he said, "Yeah, I'll accept Bitcoin for law work, sure." and more people started paying in. And I think probably, do you have any customers that pay in non-crypto at this point?
No, all my customers are in crypto, so they all pay in crypto.
So 100% of those customers pay in crypto now. So there you go.
Okay. Cool. Can they pay me for doing something?
We'll talk later. Yep.
Yeah. Well, no, but I think that's part of stimulating the whole new economy, isn't it? That's part of the equation. People, being able to get free services in cryptocurrency, yeah, in Bitcoin Cash.
If you're crypto savvy and you know how to go to an exchange and you change one to the other, you can accept anything.
I can't accept anything, man. I can't accept anything. Come on, man. You gotta have some boundaries, man. You gotta have boundaries. You can't just accept anything. You know?
All right. We'll get another question up.
All right. Someone else got another question?
Yep. All right, Roger. So there were a few people who were originally highly engaged with the Bitcoin space. For those for some who aren't familiar with why they left, we're talking about like Mike Hearn, Gavin Andreas, those folks. What made them leave, in your opinion?
The toxicity for the poor people, like harassing them to no end, and sadly, Mike Hearn and Gavin Andreas and a bunch of other people, Bears, in the early days of Bitcoin. Their skill wasn't just fine, so they got tired. They completely understandably so. Like, normal human beings would say, I don't feel crazy people that are attacking me for trying to make it a little better place. But that's it.
Yeah. Yep, we've got a question here. Come up.
Hi, Roger. I just got a question. It's about using Bitcoin Cash as a currency. My question is, are you planning to stop volatility of the price? So, for example, if I want to buy the coffee today, it's gonna cost me like a 0.01 Bitcoin Cash, and tomorrow when it's gonna go down, it's gonna cost me 0.02 or 3. You know what I'm talking about? My English is not my first language, so I might explain not very well. I mean, are you planning to do with it something, or just like we have to?
There isn't a way to stop it, and actually, I guess the way we stop it is for Bitcoin Cash to be used by more people in places around the world, and that will lower the amount of volatility, but that won't happen until market cap is much bigger than it is today. So, but the long run trend of volatility is it will go up and up and up and up as more and more people start to use it. So yeah, some days will go down, but other days will go even more than it went down. So from my point of view, I want to be exposed to as much of that volatility as I possibly can, but over as long of a period of time as I possibly can. That way you come out ahead.
Right, hopefully everyone's gonna start using the Bitcoin Cash. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I know you always have a question. We've got Ron here.
Hey, Roger. Thanks for all your assistance in spreading the word. I wondered if you could give your sort of predictions as to what. It's clear we're very early, so we're right at the start. So my question is, are you able to give us some predictions as to what you see as the critical events for opening successive floodgate layers to the point where we're actually in this new internet era where this is driving a lot of the services, because there's obviously a lot of paradigm shifts that have to take place across industry and just regular consumers. So yeah, I wanted to see if you could speculate on that. Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of the same thing that we saw the last time happen around with Bitcoin originally. There's more and more adoption, more and more users, more and more businesses. The nice part about it is that there's a lot more people interested in this space and people who've experienced this space already. And when you stop and look at it, you have about 1,000 different digital currencies at this point. But Bitcoin Cash has some of the most brand recognition in the world more than just about any other, and has one of the biggest market caps and the biggest installed user base. And so it's starting really data point, become cash for the world. And I think there's a really good chance that'll happen. But really, it's up to all of us to start using it as cash, to start businesses, and convince existing businesses to get involved in it. That's what we're busy doing. There's actually lots of good stuff happening in Cyprus on that front. There's lots of stuff happening in Switzerland, in Japan, in the Caribbean, just all over the world. Everybody understands if you have a version of money that's slow, expensive, and unreliable to use, that's fast, cheap, and unreliable, it's not a tough decision. That's why we're seeing all the businesses, all the innovation and adoption happening on top of Bitcoin Cash, not happening on top of the BTC Lightning Network.
Do you have a theory as to how the world might look, though, in, say, for example, 10 years from now? Do you think we'll have the main problem space of financial transactions held by Bitcoin Cash, and then for each other problem space, potentially a side chain that's sufficiently differentiated, because there is one internet? So I'm kind of curious to see, do you subscribe to Craig Wright's sort of view that we're going to have one big blockchain and then a whole bunch of tangential services built on top of that? Or do you think we will have more of a sidechain fragmented series of blockchains? So for example, in rendering right now, there's a massive move building on Ethereum to digitize every single object and then tie that to its own unique hash, so we can pull those hashed objects into our virtual reality and augmented reality experiences. But that's a separate problem space to the transaction problem space. So I'm just kind of curious if you have any thoughts about that.
So my educated suspicion or guess is that for the money aspect, which is the part that I'm the most interested in, my background is studying economics and the origin of money. I think for the money use of blockchain, I think you'll have blockchain that has the great vast majority of the market share to be used as money. But for all these other smart contracts and tokens and other things and all that sort of stuff, there'll be a whole bunch of blockchains. Because what people use this money to buy things online and pay for beer in a bar, I suspect that there's a really good chance of converting fortunes. I think Bitcoin Cash has a really, really, really good shot at doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good question.
Yep. Roger, this has been brought up a few times about essentially, well, what's your take on the double spending on zero conf? A lot of people, are saying that on Bitcoin Cash, just start using zero conf, and other people I think there's like a double spending.cash site. Is there? Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
What double spending? I'm not aware of any merchant that's ever had a problem with it at all, ever, on Bitcoin Cash, or even on Bitcoin before they have their whole replaced by fee stuff. Old timers know the policy used to be called first seen, first safe, which meant you broadcast the transaction to the network. The network is completely transaction year, we still report the first one. And that was fantastic because the person designed it to work great for the first time. Great years of Bitcoin, so if something's working great, don't change it. And unfortunately, the fans have a really good track record of taking all sorts of things that are working great and then breaking it, changing it, and just broke it. So there's no problem with double spending on Cash. We accept zero conf for every service on Bitcoin.com.
Yep. Come up.
Roger, thanks for speaking with us tonight. You talked about the market cap of Bitcoin Cash. Where does that sort of stand compared to other cryptocurrencies?
I think it depends on if you want to close a cryptocurrency or not, because they can freeze your Ripple address at any time. But by that, if you don't count Ripple, then Bitcoin Cash is number 3 in the world.
Okay.
If you count Ripple, then it's number 4. I invite you to go visit our new Satoshi Pulse part of Bitcoin. So if you go to pulse.bitcoin.com or markets.bitcoin.com, we have a great graph there that if I say to myself, I think it's nicer to look at coinmarketcap.com website. So take a look at pulse.bitcoin.com for our Satoshi Pulse product. I think it's really a fun tool to look at all the charts and market caps and that.
And I would also add that Ripple's been trading. It's been around for years and years and years. Bitcoin Cash. How long has it been in the market for?
I think Ripple came onto the market in 2012 or 13, something like that. So a lot of people might not actually know. For better or worse, I put up the seed money to start Ripple. So then Caleb came up with the idea, asked me to fund it. So I said, okay, the initial idea was just Bitcoin. It didn't require. Sure, that sounds like it's a fine idea. Let's never try it. But now we see that your accounts, it's not really dependent from a standpoint of more economic freedom for the world, but Ripple's certainly a heck of a lot better than a normal bank account, and people are busy using normal bank accounts today. So I don't think we should underestimate Ripple's ability to get traction all over the world. It would be really sad if something like that winds up becoming the world's default currency rather than permissionless currency like Bitcoin Cash.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Roger, I know you've been doing a lot of traveling. Which countries or regions around the world have you seen being the most, I guess, the most warm to Bitcoin Cash?
The short answer is absolutely everywhere. Anyone that's actually been trying to use digital currencies as a currency loves Bitcoin Cash. Like if you're actually using it in commerce, you love Bitcoin Cash. And that's why we see all the businesses, Coinbase, Blockchain.info, BitPay, all of the businesses that were actually using digital currencies as currency love Bitcoin Cash because it works as a currency. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but it's so incredibly frustrating. All of these businesses, like the ones that you just named, they used to be called Bitcoin businesses. They're not called that anymore. Now they're called digital currency businesses. And the reason they're not Bitcoin businesses anymore is because BTC core people, censorship and propaganda made Bitcoin so it was no longer useful as a digital currency. And these businesses had to seek out alternatives. If they hadn't destroyed the usefulness of Bitcoin commerce, they would still be Bitcoin businesses today because they wouldn't need using any of this other one because they have Bitcoin at work, like Bitcoin used to work in the early days. So congratulations, Livestream and Bitcoin Core supporters. You've successfully destroyed Bitcoin's first mover advantage for the world.
You recently had a partnership with, was it FuseX?
Yeah, so that was another example. This is a business in Korea that wants to actually use digital currencies as currency. We pointed out to them that the people behind BTC mock the idea of spending it. They think that it shouldn't be used to buy and sell things. So we told them, hey, for your debit card that's coming out here, you should drop BTC and replace with BCH, default currency. And I told them, I said, like, you're going to piss off a whole bunch of angry BTC trolls on the internet, but those people weren't going to use your card anyhow because they're opposed to using BTC to buy and sell things. So they thought about it and they said, Roger, you're right. So they publicly announced in Korea a couple days ago that they're dropping BTC completely from the platform. They're not going to offer BTC at all. And they're making Bitcoin Cash the default currency on the debit card. You'll be able to go use anyone who accepts Visa. And if it doesn't convert your cryptocurrency until the time you actually make the purchase at whatever point of sale place, so it's a really good service that we'll be taking shortly and it should be this year. So FuseX, great job. And again, that's just another example of a business that actually wants to put currency as currency using Bitcoin Cash as a currency of choice.
I'm just going to keep rolling with the questions until somebody puts their hand up. Yep.
G'day again, Roger. I went to an event a few months ago with Scott Morrison, who is a Member of Parliament for a seat in called Cook in the Southern Shire, south of Sydney. He's also Australia's Treasurer. And I said to Scott, I looked up the graphs of Australia's monetary supply, and I said, the monetary supply in Australia, the Reserve Bank is printing money at the rate of about 6% a year, and I think it's faster under his leadership as Treasurer than ever before in history in Australia. It's probably I think the same is going on in the US. It's, printing money is taking off all around the world. He was also very negative about cryptocurrency. And it seems like to fight inflation of ever increasing monetary supply, crypto is one thing we can turn to. The trouble is that I suppose governments, including the Australian government, keep on imposing more and more laws to make it harder to use cryptocurrency to do business.
You got a question?
Yeah, so if I was any more rules, and I have a money printing machine in my basement that I can print as much money as I want at any time, to convince everybody else that they should use the money that I print in my basement for, basically nothing, I would be pretty upset with the invention of digital currencies too. It's my power to use my magic money printing machine that everybody else uses. So if that was me, I would like digital currencies either. To be honest, I think it's that sort of, power structure in the world that was a group that came out opposed to, scaling Bitcoin to be used as cash for the world. I think that's the sort of group that opposed Segwit 2x. They're the ones that are out there claiming that they should just use it as store value, not use it as currency. Plus all the people that were too dumb to see through that propaganda put out by those people that joined them as well. So you can figure out who those people on the internet that got fooled by the propaganda. But I think that's where we're at. So of course he doesn't like digital currencies. It's going to disrupt his ability to print as much money as he wants for any reason to spend on things that he wants to spend, to the detriment of everybody else, because it erodes the purchasing power that everybody else out there has.
Got another one? Or you got a question?
Well, I mean, I suppose I actually run a robotics company, and I've been considering offering, taking cryptocurrency, and I'm thinking about doing that, but it actually makes it actually gets hard to work within the regulatory framework to take the cryptocurrency and and do business in Australia, the country.
Yeah. So in other words, how do you get around that, Roger?
I don't think I quite do you understand the question.
He's saying it's the government in Australia making it hard for him to accept and use.
Oh,
correct.
Currency, how to get around.
Yeah, so if that's the question, one answer is lobby your local politician. The other answer is maybe some civil disobedience. So you can decide.
If I can say something too, like
ask a lawyer.
I've had a lot of clients with the same problem, and the main tool that banks and governments are using is AML KYC laws. And so really a lot of this trouble you're having likely comes from your bank. And if you are having a lot of wires come from Bitcoin exchanges to your bank, and customers may get some questions. So just have multiple bank accounts and try to find a bank that is okay with cryptocurrency. There's some out there, there's some that's not, and keep track of your wires accordingly. And if you do deal in cryptocurrency, a contract written up and all have the contract discuss payment in commodities. Don't use the word cryptocurrency. If that bank has to just present them that agreement. In my experience, it's worked for me.
So I'd like to add on all that too. It's really suspicious. In the United States, the tax authority is called the IRS, and they came out with a press release maybe 2013, 2014. And so remember, everybody, it was right there in the title of the Bitcoin white paper. It's a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, like cash means money. But the IRS came out with a notice to the world saying that Bitcoin is not cash, it's not money, it's property. And you have to treat it as property. But like everybody that was using Bitcoin knew that it was designed from day one to be money. And then the IRS comes out there and says, no, Bitcoin's not money, it's property. And then we have this company, Blockstream, come out, and they tell everybody that you shouldn't be using Bitcoin as money, you should be treating it as a property. It's a store of value. Why the heck? Like, shouldn't that make you incredibly suspicious when some big giant company with over $100 million in financing from traditional banks comes out and their entire business model is saying, like, we agree with the IRS and we want you to do what the IRS says, that Bitcoin should be property, not money? Like, all your alarm bells should be going off big time when that happens. In large part due to the censorship put out by a bunch of anonymous people on the internet on the main discussion platforms, like a lot of people are allowed to complain about the craziness there. And if you read like the CIA's handbook for disrupting like social movements, one of the very top things they want to do is get like the moderator and like senior positions within them to cause dissent and trouble. And like Bitcoin's supposed to get a censorship-resistant currency, and then this guy Thamos that's in charge of Bitcoin Talk.org, and our Bitcoin is busy engaging as much censorship as he possibly can. I would be absolutely stunned if that guy's not some sort of a government agent intentionally trying to disrupt the adoption of digital currencies around the world. We know the CIA was interested in Bitcoin from way back in 2010 when they invited Gavin Andreessen to go and speak with them. So I don't think it's conspiracy talk. Of course, government's going to be mad with them completely control the money supply and let people do their own money.
Roger, do you think the same thing could happen?
One point I can add that if you look at where Blockstream got their funding from AXA Insurance, the guy who was the head of the division that made the decision is also the chairman of the Bilderberg Committee. That's a pretty interesting connection right there.
Do you guys think that could happen again in Bitcoin Cash? Or something similar?
Yeah, no, that's my next question. Can they undermine Bitcoin Cash again? I think it'll be a lot harder this time because the mantra in the spirit of Bitcoin Cash so strong. And so for them to try to co-opt it again and say, oh, Bitcoin Cash is meant to be a store of value, not cash, it'd be a much harder pitch, but that's my nightmare question.
It seems like in a lot of the social media channels, there seems to be a similar sort of theme perpetuating now.
No, he said in social media there seems to be a similar type of theme perpetuated.
Oh yeah, there definitely seems to be like talking points. One of which is questioning my manliness as well. This chat room isn't locked down, so you have people in the chat room. I won't repeat exactly what they're saying because some of it's a little bit vulgar, but that seems to be a constant talking point.
Yeah.
It's been decided as orchestrated campaign to attack supporters of digital currency, digital as currency.
Roger, so I know we are at time, so I might just take a few questions from the chat for you. And are you okay if we do that?
Sure, I'm not sure which chat room you're talking about.
Sorry, I'm talking about the YouTube. And it looks like somebody has made it into this, of course, because we put in the appear in. Yeah, thanks for that, Roger. I think we can lock the room as well, so no trolls again.
Yeah.
Completely. All right, so I'm just gonna ask some questions from the YouTube chat. Somebody asked, tell us about the new features of privacy through CoinJoin in Bitcoin.com wallet.
Welcome to whoever just joined the appearance. Maybe I'll unmute it real quick. So, CoinJoin, we're basically no idea who he is. Welcome to our chat. Congratulations. Privacy is a really important part of what makes it. So we want to bring one thing up.
We've been hijacked, Roger.
Stopping points. I got some other things to do here. We're working on bringing a bunch of. Well, so where's the last step? It's 1 p.m. Like we're not getting sunburned. Yeah. All right. Anyhow, thank you guys all very much for supporting digital currency for the world. Bitcoin Cash. Tell friends, tell your friends and family, Bitcoin wallets. Of course, when I say Bitcoin Cash. So thank you guys all very much. Thank you for a special guest.
Yeah, thanks, random guy. Kudos to you for making it in.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Roger. Speak soon, man. See you. Yo, you know what? Wait, hold up. Yo, since you're on this already, man, what's your name?
Me, Alexander.
Alexander. Nice. Are you a Bitcoin Cash supporter?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Hey, at least, man. We were worried, we were just getting a troll in who just wanted to be live on air. So I appreciate that. But yeah, dude, we're gonna sign off.
Where are you?
Actually, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, where are you? Which part of the world are you in?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can, but there is a lot of echo.
Okay. Which part of the world are you in?
You won't believe it, but it's been from Australia.
From Australia? Why aren't you here, brother? All right, my man. Well, thanks for your special appearance. And yeah, we'll see you online somewhere, Twitter, Discord, etc. All right.
All right. Just say guys.
See ya. All right. Okay, guys, for those of you that are on YouTube, thanks for joining as well. Sorry we weren't able to get to your questions here. We did try to prioritize, the folks that are here at the venue. But yeah, thanks also to Alexander, who made a special guest appearance. And see you all on Twitter or any other social media channels. Since this is sponsored through the Bitcoin Cash Fund and Bitcoin.com, check out BitcoinCashers.org, the Bitcoin Cash Fund. Follow them on Twitter, and also I think we have a Discord chat, which you can find at BitcoinCashers.org /chat. All right, and we are out. Thanks again, guys.